Live. All right, guys, we're live. Dan Wise with MØDE Facility and Wise Media Studios. Today, we're over here for Business Thursday. We're showcasing some of the re-grand opening. We're doing our new launch. We want everybody to come down and check it out. Right now, we're streaming on YouTube and Facebook in the MØDE Facility groups. And our first guest, so what we're doing today is we're going around and grabbing everybody that either works for MØDE, co-working at MØDE, walking through MØDE for a tour, maybe some coffee. But we've got Dylan Lemery over here today, and he's the owner of DL Training Systems, and he does a lot of the work directly with MØDE in our awesome facility. Dylan.
Yeah.
What's going on, brother?
Appreciate it.
You look like you work out.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. I'm the owner of DL Training Systems. I work with professional athletes specifically in the combat sports realm. That includes UFC athletes. We have a few Olympic athletes on the team. Bare knuckle world champ, and really any athlete that does hand-to-hand combat sports. So that's what we specialize in and take a lot of pride in.
And how long have you been over here at MØDE? So what made you want to merge with because you've been doing this before you were part of the MØDE team. Now that you're over here with us and working with us and Luke, how did that kind of venture happen?
Yeah. DL Training Systems is young as a company, but I've definitely been training the athletes for a long time. So a lot of things just lined up perfectly. I got in contact with Luke, and he sold me this vision about the MØDE campus being something a lot more than just a gym, a facility to train your athletes. And in the sport that I love and I get to work in, it's really a high risk, high reward kind of sport. But these athletes take a lot of risk, and they don't always have a plan B. And something that was really interesting to me and made me come on over after talking with Luke was the opportunities for my athletes to integrate and get mentored and learn from a lot of other individuals and hopefully give them a plan B, an opportunity for a career after fighting. So after having that conversation with Luke, I knew I had to come on over.
And Zoe, while we're talking to Dylan, if you could pull up the website a little bit so people can kind of see what the facility that Dylan's working with, because you guys got quite the setup over there. How cool is it to be able to have access to this type of facility for the people that you're training?
Yeah, it's hands down. It's the best facility in the Pacific Northwest, and we have the best athletes in the Pacific Northwest here in the facility. State-of-the-art facility, and really, really grateful to be here. As we integrate into the MØDE campus, we're also bringing in some really elite level objective testing for our athletes. So over on that side, we also have some force plates, and there's going to be some recovery services and really a holistic approach to our athletes. And it starts with such an amazing facility.
So let's talk about your ideal client. Obviously, we hope everybody that takes advantage of MØDE comes in and works with you. But your ideal client, is it somebody that's only at like a high level performance, or can people that are kind of interested in getting into this level, where do they fit into the peg here?
Yeah, most of my athletes are professional athletes, but I have a rule. You just have to be all in. And with that being said, I have some other individuals that just decided they want to start hitting pads. And the next thing you know, shout out to Tim. Tim's actually the owner of Square Keg. He's got a deal with Mark Cuban and Kevin O'Leary. He's one of my athletes, and he comes in and trains with me. He does not compete, but he likes what combat sports has to offer. And so he does a lot of the training with combat sports, and he's also joined the squad. So a perfect athlete for me is someone that's going to be all in, someone that's relentlessly committed, and someone that wants to maybe one day have the ability to protect themselves or have some sort of self-defense aspect to it.
Okay. How can people find you? Or do you have any social media out there?
Yeah, DL Training Systems on Instagram. You can find my business page there. You go to the MØDE website. I'm also highlighted under the fitness section of the MØDE website. So yeah, those couple ways you can find me.
Okay. Anything you want to leave people with that we don't already know about?
I think you will not believe what MØDE has to offer unless you come down here and take a look at it. It's pretty incredible to think that you walk into a facility and you have the ability to come and work. There's a cafeteria. There's a place for yoga. There's all these different networking events. There's always something going on here at the MØDE campus. And the best thing to do is just walk on down. It's completely free right now. So come through the door and come check it out.
You know, this place, funny, because it feels like it could be a fallout shelter of some sort. And we've got like in-house protection with you hanging out. So Dylan, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for hopping on.
Yeah.
Guys, come check out findyourmode.com. You can find all of Dylan's information, his bio. Just go down to the bottom of it. If you can't figure out the website, click on fitness at the very bottom and you'll see that pretty mug right there. Dylan, thank you, brother.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, Dylan, get out of our chair. You got to go now. And then there you go.
Next up.
Oh, all right. We got Tracy coming to the stage.
Oh, I'm Dylan. Nice to meet you. Do you? Oh, do you? Yeah. I work with a gentleman who's a mindset coach in specifically combat sports. Yeah. I wasn't totally. This was a recent thing, but he's a great guy. His name's Mindset Mike, and he works with all elite sports combat athletes.
I want to connect with him too, because what I do is different.
Okay.
I actually work with a mental performance coach that's developed a program at Yale, and I do.
This is part of the live streaming.
Podcasting over here. I'll talk to you.
Okay.
I follow you.
Oh,
I'll find you on Instagram.
Send me a message.
Yeah, I'll do that.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's nice meeting you. Cool.
Hi, Tracy.
Talk to him.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm a different kind of mindset coach. I'm special.
Everything's different. Tracy, how are you? Can pull that a little bit closer there. How does she sound, Zoe?
How do I sound?
Great.
Cool.
So Tracy,
Hey, Dan.
how are you doing?
I'm awesome.
Tracy and I just did bar together.
A little sore.
It was my first time. Well, maybe not my first time. I feel like I did it a very long time ago.
Yeah.
But it was pretty intense.
Oh, yeah. It was good.
For people out there that don't think men should be doing bar, I think they need to rethink that.
Yeah.
Because I believe bar would have gave him a workout.
Seriously.
Dylan might have been struggling in bar.
And no matter how fit you are,
Those 3-pound weights
Good.
get heavy real fast.
Yeah.
So you're a mindset coach.
yes.
Am I saying that
an
correct?
Empowerment coach, I would say, might be
Okay.
a better way to describe me. I'm not your traditional kind of coach. I help people shift their limiting beliefs on a subconscious level. It's kind of like helping you peel away all the layers of all the things that got in the way from life, all the trauma, all the stories and the lies that your mind created around the different experiences in life that helped everything make sense.
And before I forget to ask you, what's the name of your business?
It's Peak Potential Performance.
Peak Potential Performance.
Yes.
And website, Instagram.
peakpotentialperformance.com/home. I'm working on the /home thing. Hopefully it'll redirect if you just put in Peak Potential Performance by the time you actually look.
We're gonna have to get with our web guys and help you out
I
over
know.
there.
Unfortunately, I'm doing my website right now and I need to fire myself in a big way. Yeah, that's not my qualification.
You ever heard of Timothy Ferriss?
Yes.
4-hour work week.
Yes.
4-hour work week.
Yep. I've got a few things, few roles in my business I need to fire myself from.
So how did you get into this, and what made you want to kind of get involved with the MØDE facility, the MØDE campus as well?
Yeah. So, I mean, how I got involved in this is living a life full of challenges and difficult circumstances and different traumas that I experienced throughout my life. And I had a job I hated, and I did that for over a decade, but I felt stuck in it. And
A lot of people can relate with that.
I don't think it's a very uncommon story. And then the future that I had been planning and working towards just kind of all crumbled before me. And then I thought that a knight in shining armor might come in and save me. And it turned out that he didn't.
Was this like
So I mean, to go into, I'll skip all the
let's
elusive stuff.
get nitty gritty here.
Let's get nitty gritty. So my husband died when I had 3 small kids. My kids were 2, 4, and 6.
I don't think I knew this.
Yeah,
I do.
I was a wreck. It was not single momming. I actually said before he passed away, I might as well be single parenting. And then he passed away.
Oh, before
and
he passed
my
away.
words.
Ooh.
Yeah, he was sick. His health was declining.
Okay.
Pretty much from the time I met him in college, he had, I think it was pancreatic cancer. By the time they found the secondary liver cancer,
How old was he?
the primary was non-relevant. He was 36.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was 32. Like it
Wow.
was
God's plan, huh?
not what we planned. Not the plan. It's not the plan. So anyway, single parenting was hard, to say the very least. We were all grieving. It was tough. And so of course, naturally, what's the best thing to do when you're drowning is, pick up the online dating apps. Great distraction. I'm so grateful I actually met my ex now, but because of him, I got a bonus baby. So number 4 came into my life.
Thanks,
now,
X.
Yeah, he's now 5, which is amazing. And And it brought me to Coeur d'Alene. So I used to live over in Tri-Cities, Washington. So
Okay.
drastic improvement. Yeah. So I came up here and realized that I had I didn't really know him. So he's a great guy, really awesome, supportive co-parent right now. But he wasn't who I thought he was. And he wasn't going to save me from all my misery. And so I realized at that deep, dark moment when I was pregnant and had just uprooted my kids and was with this new person that I had to save myself. And so that's when I started the inner healing, daily meditation. I had dabbled in this modality I use called Psych K. And I got certified after a couple years of really healing and have been working with people since 2021. It was a post-COVID recognizing why I hated my job. It's because it doesn't leverage any of my strengths. But one of my strengths is positivity, individualization. I love the Strengths Finder test. It's so good. So yeah, recognizing what I'm actually good at and being able to lean into that and bring it to the world has been transformative for me and, for the people that I've worked with.
So if somebody out there is maybe going through some tough times, struggling, whatnot, who is your ideal, how do people find you, and what's the connection look like?
Yeah, so I love working with athletes. I actually just rebranded it's all very new. My previous business name was Inner Light Clarity. I've been rocking that locally for 4 years. I have an office space up in Hayden. And I've been working with a lot of people who kind of hit that rock bottom point where their relationship struggles, marriages falling apart, life crumbled, and it wasn't what they expected, and they need to make a drastic shift. And so I love working with those people, particularly like people pleasers, people that put others first. They don't know their worth, their value.
There's no shortage of those.
No shortage of those. But I'll tell you, I got tired of waiting for them. Because I am very action oriented and I like getting stuff done. And that's why I love this modality. It's super efficient for making massive shifts and transformations. I've worked with people who've been in counseling for 2 years for a circumstance, and they come and do one session with me and it's gone and they get to move on with their life.
How are they finding you?
So I do a lot of networking locally, and now I'm getting the referrals.
Okay.
But I have the shift to peak performance is really wanting to work with more high performers. I work with some collegiate level athletes, and I love working with them because they want to make change.
Okay.
Right? They're showing up, they're doing the work, and I love working with people that are seeking.
And you feel being in a facility like this, being over in MØDE, kind of breeds that positivity and potential connections?
Yeah, people here are amazing. The people in this space are phenomenal. They're the kind of people that understand mindset work, that understand the subconscious is driving 95% of the show. So I have to share, I do the subconscious work, but I also recognize that our body holds on to a lot of that trauma and the situations that we carry in life. We carry a lot of stress and tension. And so I just added somatic breath work to my practice.
That's what you were talking about.
That's what I was telling you about this morning. Yeah, I'll be hosting some somatic breathwork journeys over in the yoga studio.
When is that?
I was afraid you were going to ask me. I don't know.
Don't know yet.
I mean, I know.
Stay
I wrote it
tuned.
down yesterday. Stay tuned. The
So you'll be doing that.
Coordinator knows.
You'll be doing that with Nicole?
Nicole and I set some dates yesterday. I've been setting so many dates. I can't even remember right now, but I think we set a Friday evening and a Sunday afternoon and just a couple dates because we're not really sure when is going to be a good time for people. So we threw a couple dates on the calendar to see when people are able to show up. But that is a beautiful practice. It's an hour and a half inward journey where
and it's just practicing breathing.
So it's actually, I'll guide you through a process where you will use your breath to actually, you intentionally get into a sympathetic nervous system state.
Is this where you kind of go into vibrations with your breath, like humming almost as you're breathing?
No, so it's more about being able to tap into and access things that you've been holding on to.
Okay.
And so we kind of intentionally put your body in a fight or flight response through the breathing technique, and the music is agitating and the prompts.
I got to do this.
It's so powerful. It's so funny because I had done so much mindset work. The first time I did a journey, I thought, I'm in a great place. I'm awesome. I feel amazing. Nothing's ever been better, but I'll try it. My friend told me to. So I lay down, I start with the breathing, and within 30 seconds, I was bawling.
Mm.
And so that's when I realized the top down approach is really helpful, but your body also has a lot of memory, right? Like your mind doesn't store trauma, your body does.
Especially when you think of like PTSD type things.
Oh,
You got
yeah.
these triggering events.
I mean, what's crazy is I've probably done a dozen of these breathwork journeys by this point. I discovered this in January, and we're now sitting here in September. And stuff still comes up every single time I do one. Things come up, and I'll cry and I'll yell and I'll scream, and whatever is meant to come up for you is meant to come up and move through you.
Do you feel things like PTSD, people can not only get past it and work through it, but doing things like this might help them actually come head to head with the original trauma, to where maybe like the sound of a knock on a door will no longer cause those kind of triggering effects?
Yeah. So and this is why I pair the somatic breathwork with the Psych K, because
Yeah, they seem like they go hand in
they
hand.
do. And a somatic breathwork facilitator might say, yeah, it totally will. And a Psych K facilitator would say, absolutely. I think it's a combination, and I think it's a different blend for everybody.
Right.
But it is, when you address both the somatic sensing and the held emotions and the held tension and stress, as well as shifting the story, right? Like you have to shift the story, because that somatic work, I mean, you can overcome allergies. Your mind is so powerful, and a lot of people aren't tapping into the power of their mind. Yeah.
So where's the best place for people to find you and contact you right now? If somebody's like, man, I got to contact this lady and talk to her.
Yeah.
I'm
Contact me. Find me on, I'm more active on Facebook, not by choice. That's just where my people are mostly.
So Zoe, you see on
Tracy Beeson.
You see over on where you can type, like where chats would come in. You see that? Go ahead and type in the chat, type in her name, and then go ahead and enter, and then type in her email or whatever information she gives you.
Yeah.
And anybody that's watching, whether it's watching live or if you guys are watching this on the replay, Tracy's information will be in the live chat. You'll see it, and then we'll add it later on. We'll add it to the description as well. So
Cool.
What is it again?
Yes, Tracy Beeson, TracyBeeson. And that's on Instagram, Facebook, or you can email me at peakpotentialperformance@gmail.com.
So it is, look up your name on those social medias.
On social media or LinkedIn.
Okay.
I'm all over.
And if you have problems finding her, guys, leave a comment for me, whether you're watching this on Facebook or YouTube, and I'll definitely put you in contact. We're gonna have a good old cry session. I can already see it's coming.
It's so good.
Yeah,
It's
you're like my
so
favorite
good.
person at MØDE.
Thank you. That means a lot.
Yeah,
I'm not even official. I haven't even gotten my co-working space.
Oh, you haven't
I'm a
yet?
nomad.
You're not paying. I'm just kidding.
Well,
No,
I got my kids upstairs.
you do.
So-
Your kids are in school here.
So I
That's
didn't
right.
answer your question of why I'm here,
Yeah, why are you?
which is
Other than awesomeness,
I
and Dan, but
kind of
besides
think
that.
I might have manifested this place, to be honest.
Me too.
Really?
Yeah,
I could find, I could
totally.
look back. I need to find like my old journal and notebook from 10 years ago. I described this place. This was like the dream.
You got to find that. That's a
I know I
podcast.
need to find it.
That's a podcast, right?
Yeah.
there.
So when I find that, but I mean, just a place where the kids can work, or adults can work. There's childcare, there's courses, there's music lessons, there's a school upstairs. I was actually here to tour the MØDE in the spring, and I found out about the school upstairs, and I have 2 middle schoolers, and it's a crazy world out there. And I want a different kind of education for them than what they get in any.
How would you just, because
public schools.
it's not complete Montessori. How would you describe the education here versus like other private or regular public schools?
I'd say it's like life school. I mean, so my favorite thing, and I love this, my boys, they have been complaining so much about how sore they are, because they're actually like physically working them hard up there. And so they're lifting weights, they're doing push-ups. I mean, they're moving their bodies, and that's so important. And in middle school, there's no recess. I mean,
No, you've got
general middle school.
You've got like a PE class.
Kids need so much sleep at that age for their developing brains, and they're waking up and they're going to school at 8:00, which granted here it's 8:30. So it's not that much better, but at least they're moving their bodies, they're connecting with outside. And I think the most important thing is they're actually encouraging kids to learn what they're interested in. So instead of like, okay, sit down, do your math sets, like what are you into?
It's much
Let's
more
go create a
hands-on, right?
project. Like it's that exploratory. When they were little, before their dad died, we were doing unschooling, which is figuring out what they're interested in and then building lessons around that. And it feels a lot like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you feel like this is a good place to who would this not be for? Because obviously this is not a free school, right?
Yeah.
Can people on regular type of incomes, is this something that they could pull off, or would it be tough for like, a family making $60,000 to $80,000 a year? Because I don't know what this tuition prices are.
Right. It is spendy, but here, let me get on my soapbox around the subconscious, right? Because
Preach it.
we were all raised in this lack world. There's not enough money. There's not enough time. There's not enough. It's not enough. There's never enough. And if you actually shift your beliefs around the abundance, then you start finding opportunities. You start bringing more abundance into your life and you prioritize. I mean, people will say, I can't afford that. But then in the same breath, they'll go out
to the bar,
go whatever.
buy a carton of cigarettes.
Name it.
Right.
I mean, a new pair of shoes or this or that, the other thing. And it's all about priorities. So if it's your priority to get your kids in an amazing school, and you feel like you can't afford that because, and I get it, like real life, there are restrictions and there are limitations, but in order to bust through them in our 3-dimensional reality, you got to start busting through them in your mind first.
Mm-hmm.
And when you do that, then all things are possible. I mean, we co-create our entire reality. So if you want your kids at the MØDE, you can get your kids at the MØDE, but you might have to shift your mindset first.
And do they pretty much service kids only in certain areas, or can you come from like Idaho?
Yeah, I live in Idaho. Mm-hmm. Okay. And I actually found a carpool, which is great. I mean, it's all, and this was so cool. The week before school, I was feeling like I should be stressing because I had so many unknowns. And I just decided to let him go. I'm like, you know what? I trust that everything's going to work out. And I just enjoyed the rest of the summer with my kids. And we went to the beach and we enjoyed and we just did all the fun things. And the day before school started, I had a mom from around the block that I knew from a networking group message me and say, hey, my other carpool group dropped out. How can we carpool? There were so many other things. I do have 2 kids.
So in the way the carpooling, do you guys take turns carpooling?
Yeah, we're taking turns. We are both single moms. So
Okay.
we both have kind of crazy schedules and we're able to just team up, make it happen. And
That's
she
cool.
literally lives right around the block from me.
You live in Coeur d'Alene,
Yep,
Hayden?
I'm in
Okay,
Coeur d'Alene, just on the border of Hayden.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh, so you're out there
Yeah.
by me.
Yeah, cool.
Yep.
So yeah, they take, they definitely welcome everybody. If you can get your child here, like do it.
Your kids
so
have been
worth
here
it.
how long now?
A week.
A week. Okay. How did they like
2
it?
weeks.
Other than they're sore from
They're
being
sore.
active.
They like
but did
it.
they like it? And were they in
like
public school or private school before this?
They were in public school.
Okay.
My oldest son was at Coeur d'Alene Charter Academy, which is, this place has got a reputation for homework, hard work, and it is challenging in a very academic way.
Right.
It's the college preparatory school. And so if I knew he wanted to be a lawyer or a doctor, I knew he was on the college track, I would have encouraged him to stick it out, get good study habits, all of those kinds of things. But I think he's a creative one. And I think and especially being here and with an entrepreneur of a mom.
And we've got the Launch Academy starting.
Oh, I love that.
Where it's going to be for people like that. For
I love
kids
that. Yes.
To embrace the entrepreneur mindset.
Right. And to still be around community is it's everything. And who you surround yourself with is who you become.
Birds of a feather, flock together.
Right. And so if
you're
not around the right type of people or able to find people that don't have a fixed mindset, who are into growth and development and making a meaningful impact in the world, like, you're not around good people, and that's what you're going to turn into.
Yeah.
So this is where the people are that they get it. They get it, and they're doing amazing things in the world and creating huge ripples.
Aside from like all of that cool stuff, what would you say your favorite part of the MØDE facility is? Any particular classes you really enjoy, or people? Like where do you find yourself going, man, I can't wait to go there today because of?
Right. Well, I'm super extroverted, so it's the people. I love the people here. Yeah. I love that the rock school's downstairs. That's amazing. They don't have mandolin lessons yet, so I'm still learning solo at home. But there's an anechoic chamber downstairs, which is so cool.
Have you been in there?
I've been in there. Yeah. And
we,
I want to go back in there and like do some meditation and just.
I told you I do that, right? I go in there with the yoga mat.
Stop.
Right?
When?
Whenever I sneak away.
Okay. Well, let me know.
When the mode.
Let me know when you're sneaking away to the anechoic chamber.
I go in there. I use the gate. I think I told you this, the Gateway Experience for the guided meditation that I do.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Which is pretty intense. It's
nice.
created by the Monroe Institute.
Okay.
Yep.
Very cool.
Pretty wild. But yeah, I go in there and I do that for it's like little 20-minute sessions.
Okay.
But it's like a recharge.
Yeah.
Because days are busy, hustle and bustle. And I tell people, for me, this place is, no matter how bad your day is, this place doesn't make it any worse.
No.
Like, you can come here the worst day ever, but you're not going to go, oh, I got to go to MØDE. It's like, at least I get to go to MØDE.
Yeah.
So yeah, anything you want to leave people with that maybe they should know about you? And if people want to come down to MØDE and meet you?
Yeah, I would say the best way to meet me would be to look up these somatic breathwork journeys. And that's a really powerful way, even if you're not interested in the subconscious reprogramming yet, or you feel like that's a bit out of reach, peel away some of those layers, come have a good cry with me, yell, get angry, do whatever you got to do. And after that, I'm going to have some smaller, low ticket processes that I can help you through. I've got allowing emotion, embracing emotion, building confidence, just some like little upgrades to just kind of get you a sense of what it feels like to shift subconscious beliefs before you really dig in. I mean, you can really dig in and do amazing things, but come to the breathwork session.
Go deep or go home.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Don't come here with half in. Are we going to do some more bar together?
And
Kelly, don't go too far because you're up next.
Oh, Kelly's up. Yeah, bar's great. Bar's great. Take bar. Nicole, and I love yoga.
I didn't do the hot yoga. I did. I forgot what it's
yoga.
called. I want to do it.
Yeah, I love the Hatha series. That's
drag me to all the
absolute
classes
favorite.
you go to because I need a little push. Because I realized today, because I'm pretty active in working out, but not that type of workouts. Yeah. I do like more long, like slow cardio. I'll walk a lot, do stuff like that. Today rocked my world a little bit.
Yeah,
and I was looking at you ladies in there just kicking ass. I'm like, fuck. Here I look like, but I can't. I'm like,
well, that might be a
weight
mom thing. So as a mom, like I got into high intensity interval training because I don't have time for leisurely strolls.
Right.
Like if I want to stay fit, I got to do it, and I got to do it fast and hard. So
10 minutes, get it in.
Yeah, exactly.
So drag me. Will you drag me?
I will drag you.
Right.
Yes, I will drag you.
All right. Then let me know what I can do for you, and we'll be accountability partners.
Okay, that sounds good. Love it.
Tracy, thank you so much, guys. Check her out. All her contact information will be in the description. It's also in the live chat. And if you can't find her there, stop in at MØDE and you can have a cup of coffee with her.
I love coffee.
All right.
Getting back into it.
Thank you. And
enjoy Kelly.
When you move that, stand up, then put it back, or else it will do that.
Gotcha.
There we go.
Oh, she escaped.
Nope, she's coming back.
She's off talking.
Go.
She's gone.
She boogied out on me.
Who's that? Do you want to interview?
Did you want to come in? Cool. We got somebody coming in next.
Awesome. Thanks, Dan.
Yep. Thank you. Hi, how are you?
So good.
So you can see right there.
I've never done this before, so I'm a little intimidated right now.
Oh yeah, we're gonna scare the crap out of
I like it.
you. Just set up here.
And this is just like a short little guy,
Oh
right?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No,
I'm
2
teaching
hours.
a bar class at 4:15.
Oh, I just did bar.
Oh, you did?
Kicked my ass.
It's hard, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
So you're a bar teacher.
Yeah, here.
Okay.
But I own a business in Liberty Lake, so I
God,
figured,
my
you know.
legs are like jello.
I know.
That is no
I know.
joke.
I did probably about 28 hours of bar in the past 2 weeks. So my whole body hurts because I've been training.
My goodness. So we're live right now. So this is how this goes. This is a new conversation. What is your name?
Brittany.
Brittany.
Yes.
Have we met?
I don't think so. I
'Cause
think
I
I've
mean-
seen you before, but
I'm everywhere.
yes.
So Brittany teaches bar
Here, yes.
here, and I just did bar with
Jenny.
Jenny,
Yeah.
and I just realized how jello my legs are when I went to pick up my phone right now. I feel like way older than I am. So
Totally.
bar. First off, do you have a company or anything you want? And go ahead and pretend like it's an ice cream cone.
Oh,
You can get
okay,
there. You
sorry.
go.
I own in Liberty Lake next to Safeway. It's a plush tanning salon and spa.
Oh, 'Cause I'm from Miami and
Okay,
I don't
so-
think I can naturally tan during the wintertime here. So we're going to
Yeah.
come see you.
Yes, I like that.
So how did you get into what you do? How did you find out about Mode? The kind of goal today is we want to bring in entrepreneurs, business owners, artists, get an opportunity to tell a little about who you are, what you do, and how people can find you. But then we need you to talk about what do you think about this awesome facility? So we'll start with you and what you do, and then you can give us praise.
Okay, yeah. So I am an esthetician by trade, and I started doing that. I was a bartender at the Davenport for a long time, and then I met my husband, and he has an adult job, so he worked 9 to 5, and I worked at the bar, so I was always home very late at night. So we just decided we wanted to get married and have a family. So then I was like, okay, I got to do something else. So I went to school to be an esthetician, and it's only 6 months like schooling. So I was like, oh, I can handle that. So I did that, and then opened up like just a little room, and then a little salon came available in Liberty Lake like about 7 years ago.
These like the salon suites where you get a
Yeah.
salon, it has everything in it, like Sola.
Yeah, kind of like that. So
Okay.
I just rented like a little room, and then I found a salon that went out of business, and I bought all their stuff inside, and then opened up my own big one.
Smart.
Yeah. And then 3 years ago, I moved over into a 3,000 square foot one that's over by Safeway. It used to be the Pizza Hut in Liberty Lake. So we gutted it and then rebuilt it out and stuff. So now it's a huge, like we do literally anything you can think of. We have like beauty nurses, waxing, every kind of facial, hair, nails. We have clothing boutique inside. We have a tattoo artist,
Wow.
microblader.
You guys are like a mini Mode.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Pretty much. And then we have 7 tanning beds and spray tanning. So we do like everything.
What's your favorite thing to do? And also, real quick, do you have a website?
Yes.
What is it?
Plush Tanning Salon and Spa.
And she's going to put that in the live
Yeah,
chat.
love it.
She already did. Yeah, Zoe, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
So what's your favorite part about what you do?
Um,
Other than you probably deal with a lot of awesome people.
yeah.
But which part of the business is your favorite aspect?
I think my favorite thing would be how we make people feel. You know, you leave feeling good about yourself, and
Like positive good.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess when you
positive
feel
inside
pretty,
and outside.
when you feel
Yeah,
pretty, you feel good,
totally.
right?
Yeah,
Like your
it's-
first day you go to the gym, there may not be no
Totally.
active results, but you feel better.
yeah, we are like a little family there. So, you know, you get to know like all your customers and stuff really well. And you know, some of my customers, I've been with it for, I don't know, 8 years now. I've been through cancer, divorces, babies, you know, just
Oh, not you personally.
no,
cancer.
just with
Oh,
my customers. So I'm
okay.
almost like a counselor too, kind of, you know, because like you get a
You know, you kind of
go.
take that role on.
yeah,
you know,
totally. But I love the community aspect of like all of our clientele, and you know, making people feel good inside and outside. And
And what does your husband do now?
my husband works at a Vista,
Okay.
and he is a project manager there. So he runs some of the dams around, like, the
Nice.
projects at the dams.
I'm new to the area. Of Vista.
Oh, okay, yeah.
What is a Vista? Vista?
It's a local utility company.
Okay,
the
gotcha.
biggest one that's around, anyways. Yeah.
How did you hear about Mode?
Well, I put my son in the launch.
Okay, so he's in Launch Academy
Yep, so
upstairs.
he's upstairs in Mrs. Ray's class, and he absolutely loves it.
How old is he?
He's 4.5.
Okay,
name is
is that
Cooper.
kindergarten?
It's pre-K.
Pre-K.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we started him there, and then I was just like chatting, and they were kind of talking about all the different stuff down here, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And then I was scrolling online one day, and then I saw there was a little post about, do you want to teach bar class? And I
You're
was
like, hell yeah, I
I
do.
was like, all right, well, that sounds fun. Then I could have free bar classes, you know?
So why do people think men shouldn't do bar? And why do a lot of people think bar is ballet?
yeah. Well,
Because it was nothing about ballet.
No,
And granted, I was the only man in the class, but
yeah.
I feel destroyed.
Yeah, I'm gonna destroy my husband tonight in my 415.
Tell your
class.
husband I feel for him.
Yeah, I know.
I thought I was going to go in there. They're like, here, use these weights. I'm like, 3-pound weights.
Yeah,
What do you want me to do with these?
It's hard. It's definitely hard.
I couldn't lift it by the end of the class.
Yeah,
I look
it's
like,
a tough
you know,
workout.
You're next, Kelly.
Yeah.
Keep saying that. You keep sneaking off.
But yeah, it's a full body intense workout, and you literally work I feel like your eyelids hurt after you're done. You know, everything hurts.
You know,
in a good way.
especially if you, because I don't work on my legs as much as I should.
Yeah.
I do like a lot of running and walking, but that was the little short movements of the little bursts,
Yeah.
like the muscle
The
fibers.
burnouts.
Oh my
is what we
God.
like to- yeah, it's
My
tough.
God.
I know. So I'm excited for my husband.
I'm going to drag
tonight.
Joey. I'm dragging you to a class.
Yeah. Yeah. They're
Might have to
fun.
pay her to go, but
Yeah. It's worth it. Get it all, sweat it out.
So your husband, has he done it before?
He's never done it before. No.
Okay.
So we're dropping the kids off over at the jiu-jitsu at 4.
How cool is it to be able to just like, this is like the community of communities.
That's like, after I was like finding out about all the things, I'm just like, the only thing we're missing is we got to put some apartments somewhere so I can,
They're going up right next door.
Yeah, perfect.
Right.
Live in them and then not have to go anywhere.
So when you heard about MØDE, hearing about it and coming here, and you've had the tour, I'm assuming?
Oh, yeah.
You've been
Yep.
downstairs,
Yep.
you saw the anechoic chamber.
Yeah.
People really have to see it to believe it, right?
Yeah, it was really, I actually went down there today. I showed my brother-in-law it, and it's the coolest thing ever.
It's like the only way I can describe it, other than it looking aesthetically awesome, it's like putting your headphones on noise cancellation mode,
totally, yeah.
because you hear just silence.
Yeah, it's like even your breath feels different.
Yeah,
like
it does.
just everything is different, and then you like literally step out, and then you're like echoing.
Yeah.
Like, so weird. Yeah, but that's what we were talking.
You got to
about
go
when
in
we
there
were
sometime if you get some free time and meditate in there.
Oh,
It's-
okay.
yeah.
That would be.
It's
that might
different.
be
Yeah,
fun,
you
like,
come out
event.
almost a little exhausted because in that kind of silence, it
Yeah.
does things to your brain.
Totally.
So are you going to be taking on any of the co-working or utilizing any of the space, or not sure yet?
Not sure yet. So far, I'm still trying to get into the groove of teaching some classes.
Get
and
into
still
the
managing my
mode.
business. Yeah, getting into the mode of working my regular job and running my business and then
Yep.
doing this on the side. So
Well, cool.
Yeah.
I mean, we love having people that come in here that kind of, this isn't for everybody. You really have to be able to find the positivity in life, because it's easy to be negative.
yeah,
Sometimes
I
you got
feel
to push.
this place. I'm slightly like obsessed right now. It's kind of like, it's kind of like funny. I'm just like telling all my conversations, all my friends, I'm like, oh my God, have you gone to this place yet? It's so cool. Like, and I'm telling them all.
We're drinking the
things.
Kool-Aid.
Yeah, I love it. So the only thing we need now is a little happy hour spot.
So do you know what's going downstairs? So you saw the Rock School.
Yes.
Saw the podcast studio next to
Yep.
that. Right next to that is going to be a cigar lounge
Oh,
and
cool.
a speakeasy.
Okay, so prayers are answered, right?
See, I got you.
You did.
You ask and you shall receive. Well, hey, thank you very much. Is there anything you want to leave people to know about you, or anything you didn't get to say that I forgot to ask?
No, I think that was great. This was fun. I've never done it before. I'd
First
come back and do
podcast.
something else sometime.
Yeah,
I
we
love
do
it.
these every week.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for having
Well,
me.
thank you. And when you
Yeah.
turn that microphone, be careful because they're heavy. I'll come help
Okay,
you.
you bet.
I'll unbuckle you.
I'm pretty strong though from all the bar classes, so Oh, you weren't joking.
Yeah.
You were
Top heavy.
joking.
Thank you
Awesome.
so much.
Thank you.
We got our next one coming up. While you're doing that, go on your phone, or if you want another window that's not showing there, there's a way to pause the live stream. So we have to take a break, pause it up. Just Google it. What's going on, brother? You have a seat right there. We're already live, so I'll jump right in.
Sure. Want me to be prepared to talk about anything specific?
The weather. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put this microphone right there. Mark, right?
Bill.
Bill. So that was names.
Mark. I haven't been called a Mark before, but do I got the Mark kind of look on my face?
Well, ask the audience. Does he look like a Mark or a
Yeah.
Bill? But he's definitely a Bill.
Someone say I'm a Mark. Joke.
So we're here with Bill, not Mark. And so, Bill, I've met you a few times, and I've met a lot of people in a very short amount of time.
Of
I
course.
apologize for butchering your name
No,
there.
no worries.
Tell us a little bit about who you are, what you do, how people can find you, anything you want people to know, but specifically try to talk about what your interest, love, and passion here is at the MØDE campus. Like, why is this place?
Why am I at MØDE?
Why?
What are you doing here?
Yeah.
Well, thank you for the invite, by the way. This is awesome. I love anyone and everyone who tries to help spread the word through digital or whatever means. So, and when you hear what I do for a living, you'll understand.
Yeah, you got the pretty cool background. I'm gonna let you spill those beans.
So I work for Google Cloud, and I've been in tech for off and on for 30 years. I've also started 3 businesses. One specifically that I brought back It's called Launchpad in the Northwest. It's a regional network where we're creating partnerships to improve the innovation economy in our region, or the innovation ecosystem, to be more specific. But what that means is every region has an ecosystem of resources and services. That's higher education programs, entrepreneur service organizations. They're all there to help build companies, to start and build companies, nurture them, get funding, all that. Well, in the inland Northwest, we're really spread out. So Spokane, Coeur d'Alene, Sandpoint, Pullman, Tri-Cities, we have a ton of assets. We need a better model.
Kind of like we're all in one place.
Well, or virtually in one place, right? How do we brand the region so people in the region know where to go for resources to start businesses and students to find jobs? We're working to make that system better, that entire ecosystem better, like an engine, right? That's Launchpad. My day job, I work for Google Cloud. I'm just competing with AWS and Microsoft Azure to put people in the cloud. And I've been doing that for 4.5 years.
So with Launchpad, which is something that we're starting here,
Yep.
and you're kind of spearheading that project, what will that look like? Because what I've been told is it's going to be somewhat youth-based, meaning they're going to be doing programs in there for youth. Was I mistaken on
So
that?
there's a couple parts there. So we were brought in because Launchpad has been going for 2 years. So we have programs for entrepreneurs of any age, and we've really created this network of experienced entrepreneurs, service providers, people that can provide mentoring for all different levels of business growth. And we're more focused on tech and innovation, life science, things like that. But anyone and everyone is welcome, right?
So when you guys launch, when you guys start doing stuff in there,
Yeah.
what is a day-to-day going to look like? When you say tech, for somebody that's like, when they think of tech, they think of like Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
What's going to be going on inside that room?
So if you look at Silicon Valley, for an example, I lived there for 5 years. They're co-working spaces and incubators. These are spaces where people go who have ideas, and they get accepted into these programs, and they work in those spaces because the mentors are close by, and the programs are close by. The people who have experience are there, and they put them through structure. Launchpad has a structured program called Springboard for startup companies. If you get accepted in fact, we had meetings today for we have 28 different companies that have gone through it in the last 18 months. So we have structured programs, much like those incubators down in California or Seattle or other tech hubs. So that activity has already been starting. They're remodeling the space. Is called Launch Mode. That's Mode's incubator that they've asked us to come in and be a partner. So they've given us office space if we will host our events and our programs in the Launch Mode space, inviting people in our network and new people to come and join in for some of our programs, some of our events. So we'll be hosting all kinds of events in there to attract people. It's really another co-working space.
Yeah, because it's
for a lot, not only for younger people, but we will attract a kind of a younger crowd.
Right. They were kind of telling me that you might have like a CEO that's got an office over on this side.
Right.
And maybe he's got some guys, some women that work for them.
Right.
They put over there.
Right.
That's kind of what.
And it'll be not just happenstance, although it is really cool when you just bump into people and you're like, hey, I have this idea. I remember talking to you. Like you and I have walked by and bumped into each other.
We're talking about doing a podcast over there now.
Yeah. And now we really want to do a podcast over there and teach young people the art of podcasting and mentoring them so that maybe we get some young people that create their own podcasts. Right?
And it's brilliant because recently, I mean, it's becoming more and more known now, but 10, 15 years ago, you see these kids YouTubing and things, and parents are like, oh, they're rotting their brain.
Right.
There really is. It's not like you're just on there playing on the computer. You've got coming up with content, editing videos, setting up lighting. It really is a technical career with the hint of being a influencer, so to speak, being able to facilitate that, and having somebody like you, I could take something I'm doing and structure it into like a workflow of a business plan.
That's exactly right.
That way a parent's like, okay, this isn't just my kid goofing around playing video games.
Yeah.
This is my kid maybe launching himself into a career that he's passionate about.
Right. Yeah, it's well said. I mean, there are elements of just helping someone learn how to do that when you watch light bulbs go on,
Yep.
especially in young people. So I have 2 younger kids that are 18 and 20. And when you help them and you take the time to show them something, it sparks imagination and new skills that they didn't, and new muscles they've never learned about before. And all of a sudden, maybe they're not going to be a podcaster, but they just created some critical thinking
They
skills.
could be an engineer.
They could be an engineer. Exactly. They go to work in any other capacity. And there's just so much cool stuff that happens when successful people start to spend time with young people and really are definitely interested in mentoring them. So yeah, that's just the tip of the iceberg. I think it's going to really evolve into something fun and cool. And obviously you're not going to hire an old guy like me to work with a lot of young people, but I can get a lot.
I'm glad you brought that up, so I didn't have to find a simple way of saying it, because I'm getting older too. I'm 45.
Yeah.
And technology, social media, it moves like when we talk about a rapid pace, even where it was 10 years ago, and the growth over the last year is equivalent to like the prior 10 years.
Yeah.
So do you find yourself being in this space that it forces you to stay engaged in the speed of how fast things are moving?
Yeah.
Because you can't sleep on this.
No.
If you were to take like a year off, you'd come back and go, what the F is going on?
Yeah, I did. I did to start two different businesses, 2 different times.
And coming back, was it hard to like catch up?
Do you remember the movie Finding Nemo?
Yeah.
When they were outside the current and they had to get inside the current?
Yep.
And it spits you out. I mean, there is a current in tech, and I have to do testing every 3 months for AI and other stuff. I mean, you have to keep up on this stuff. So I actually like the pace of tech, but younger people are inherently better at it than us.
It's
they
almost
just pick it up. My kids are just.
It's almost like they're born
remarkable.
with like a genetic disposition.
It's true.
You've got 2-year-olds on an iPhone.
Their brains are just somehow wired for tech. And Mark Andreessen said this: every company's a tech company. You can say you don't work in tech.
It's like people saying they're against AI. They're using it though. They don't even know it.
And if you say, well, I don't really pay for social media, well, you are the product.
Yeah.
So there are lots of things like that, but let's foster more potential growth areas for people. Maybe it's not tech, but it could be anything.
Right.
But it's just a matter of getting them engaged. I think we have to get, young people, especially off their phones, and older people. I need to stop scrolling when I find myself with 15, 20 minutes that turn into an hour or 2 hours. I mean, there are so many more things we could be doing with our brains and social time. I really like the social engagement of this facility is amazing. That's what has really helped me the most in my career, is engaging socially. Because I'm not a tech guru by any means, but I'm a social person.
And then you can put the people together.
Absolutely. And I'm curious. And people love it when people are curious to learn more about you and they're genuine. That's the skill we need to really teach young people, is be curious about folks.
And teaching people how to, it's almost like the advantage you and I have, where maybe we're not inherently adapted to technology because of the age difference, but we're inherently adapted to socializing.
Right.
Because we had to learn this stuff.
Yeah.
Where you have kids now that never come up from a cell phone. A lot of people are being, like Zoe, homeschooled, and they don't get some of the social outlets. So having places like this where like Zoe homeschools, but she can come here and engage in a community where maybe initially it forces you out of your bubble, but anything that's worth anything, when it's uncomfortable, it's probably when you're making progress. If you're too comfortable, you get stuck in that level of complacency where the rug gets yanked.
Right.
So what advice would you have for somebody that's like, hey, you know what? I'm interested to come down and check out Launch Mode. I'm interested to come down and check out what Mode's got going on. What would be your advice for somebody?
Yeah, it would be, first of all, come down and check it out. And that's the first step. And that's a great first step. But then when you get here, if you're shy, it's okay. But if you see someone else that's shy, go talk to that person, because there's much less fear, right? Go and just strike up a conversation. And always the art of networking starts with giving and listening. And if it's always fun to watch two people following that, because they're not talking.
That sounds like active communication.
Yeah. And it's really powerful when someone just starts asking you non-intrusive questions, but just out of curiosity. Like you asked me to talk about my story. I don't mind talking about myself, but I can tell there's a trigger that goes on if I'm talking too much, to stop and say, what about you? Tell me about your story. Tell me a little bit about you. What brought you to Spokane? Because I actually am curious. what brought you to Spokane and kind of how you evolved into podcasting and all this kind of stuff. So just be naturally curious, give and take, but give more than you take.
That's a great advice. We'll talk about my story another time because
Yeah.
it's part of it we can't talk about yet.
Yeah.
It's a surprise for everybody. So how can people find you and reach out to you if they're interested in some of the programs that you guys are going to be facilitating? I guess is the best word. What's
offering? And so launchpadinw.com. We have a website.
inw.com.
Yeah, launchpadinw.com for Launchpad Inland Northwest.
Okay, so all one word.
We ask people to sign up for our updates, but also there's a form you can fill out if you want to tell us a bit about yourself. Like, I'm looking for mentoring for my company or mentoring as an individual, just looking, to connect with people. Once we know a little bit more about you, we can kind of reach out and say, here's a bunch of ideas.
Do you guys have any events coming up soon that are kind of like open to the public for people to come learn more?
Yeah, we have a few events. Actually, we're going to be kicking off an event at Eastern Washington University downtown campus in the Catalyst building once a month. It's called the Innovator Connect. So it's for university students in computer science, tech companies, and business professionals and students of all ages to come and hear about the latest technology in a specific industry. So the first one's on clean energy, and we're featuring a local company that just got millions in Series A funding, but the founders are going to talk about their journey. And then someone from the Vista Utilities is going to talk about what are the challenges on the smart grid or on the grid? How can we make it smarter? How can we come up with technologies to solve for that? So we're creating an environment where innovators can come together and create new companies. So then we'll also be doing an event here in December called the Innovation Summit.
Okay.
It's going to be on AI.
So we're
going to have breakout sessions in different topics.
That's going to be here.
Yeah, it's going to be here at MØDE.
Okay.
I think we're looking at December 4th.
Okay. It'll be nice and cold by
But
then.
we'll be promoting that on our website and our newsletter as well.
So all of your events coming up, they can find that all on your website.
Yeah,
Do you guys have
section.
any social media outlets, Facebook,
Yep,
Instagram?
we're on LinkedIn. We use LinkedIn quite a bit and Instagram quite a bit.
You definitely seem like a LinkedIn kind of guy.
Yeah, I'm that I'm in that lane. I'm not big on Facebook. It's all business for me with a little bit of fun thrown in.
Right.
I stay away from politics. We just want to help people get connected to the right community so that they can thrive, build relationships, have meaningful connections with people. That's a really strong recipe for happiness and success.
Well, it's a great time for people to come get involved with what you have going on, with what just the MØDE campus in general has going on. We are in the early growth phases,
right?
But I think a lot of us that are here, that are looking beyond like tomorrow, we see the potential in Luke's vision. This isn't something that's being done on a dime.
Right.
Luke is taking the time to make sure this is done right. So I encourage people to come down, meet you personally, come check out the space, see what you guys got going over there in launch mode, because it's growing. Launch mode. It's going really fast.
Yeah.
Like every day I go in there, there's major progress.
Yeah. It's going to be a lot of fun. And they're building a stage with a giant screen. So we'll be having some cool, fun events in there.
I feel like you guys might actually be able to host almost like a TEDx event or a TED Talk.
That's it. I think you're right. And we can throw any kind of ideas up there, that's more compelling.
Because we're talking about thought-provoking stuff.
Yep.
And you're getting people. So people come here, they already have the thought-provoking gears spinning.
Yeah.
But now when you put that energy in the same room, magic.
Yeah, I think it's going to be fun. I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited just to be a part of it.
Yeah, amen.
Yeah.
Well, anything you want to leave people with that I didn't ask you?
No, just like I said, go to the website and check us out and give us any kind of advice or ideas, things that you think would help improve our services and our ability to help people connect and build relationships and help nurture their professional careers, but also businesses. So yeah, we're open to ideas and people getting involved.
Fantastic. Well, hey, I appreciate you taking a few minutes to chat with us. All of your contact information is dropped below. If for any reason you can't find him or can't get in contact with him, leave us a comment and I will personally reach out to you and tell you how to go talk to this young man.
Oh,
thank you so much, brother.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right.
Call me young anytime.
Yeah. When you move that microphone, be careful because it will tilt on you.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm bubbly. Bar class kicked my butt.
Oh.
We forgot to pause it. Actually, I might have somebody come in next, but did you figure anything else? How do you do that? Oh, yeah.
You're done with me, right?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
No worries. It's all right.
You have to set that out. See if this goes. You're good. It's perfect. Have you pop down right there? It's already streaming, so we'll probably jump right into it.
Very cool. I like what you're doing here. Very.
You're with BPI?
I am with Prime Body Solutions.
Prime Body Solutions.
Yeah. I've never done this before, so we'll see how it goes.
Is that comfortable right
That's
there?
fine. It's just
See if- walk straight through.
gonna be like this. I don't know what to do with my hands. You know? How you doing?
I'm doing good, brother.
Very good.
Cody from Prime Solutions
Yes.
over
Prime,
on the
Prime
MØDE
Body Solutions.
Prime Body Solutions. Okay, over on the MØDE campus.
Right.
So, Cody, really, what we're doing today? This is your first time, you said,
Ever.
right?
Ever
Okay.
been on
Well,
camera, really?
welcome to the podcast. We're downstairs in the basement, but today we're upstairs.
Right.
We were allowed up for some light. Basically, the idea today is we're doing Business Thursday, this kind of business week, reintroducing everybody to the MØDE campus and all of the amazing benefits. Besides, it's not just a co-working place, right? It's more than just a place to go to work. It's a place to go to work, take care of your kids, get your mental health right. And Prime Body Solutions,
Right.
what do you guys do over there, Cody?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I'm independently owned and operated. So I am a board certified emergency medicine physician. I still work here locally in the Valley in downtown. I decided to open up a men's health and women's health clinic just because of my own trials and tribulations of trying to get some better help for my health. And so it was just really hard to go the traditional primary care route. And so what I really specialize in is, anti-aging, longevity, some hormone therapy, weight loss therapy if we need it, preventative screening. that
I
kind of thing.
think your information was given to me. You guys also dabble with the what's the weight loss drug? I'm trying.
Yeah, we do tirzepatide, semaglutide, which is like the Ozempic,
Okay.
Mounjaro makers. Yep. And so those are, some of the most popular weight loss drugs that's ever been around the market, to be honest with you. And it's saving people bariatric surgery. It's definitely a lot safer for you. And people are having pretty significant results with it.
Not to get too off the beaten path, but I got to talk to you about this
Sure.
because I went through my own journey on this.
Sure.
I did Ozempic, or actually semaglutide.
Yep.
I did semaglutide through HIMSS,
Gotcha.
and I was overweight for sure, not like drastically, but enough to qualify for the program. But in addition to the weight loss, I was also going through like a mental health crisis. I went through a short spout of I had a drug addiction for a little bit, and it seemed like it did a hard reset on my entire body.
Right.
To where just it'd make me hate food for a minute, but it made me hate anything that was going to even trigger a potential of like acid reflux.
Correct.
And since then, I've been off it now for I've been off of semaglutide for a few months and maintaining, but I haven't had cravings to go back to any of the other bad habits either. Is this common?
Yes, it's very common. It's
This is turning into an Ozempic commercial.
Right.
Sorry, guys.
We usually use that to like kind of bridge the gap and give you some time to kind of reset your habits, right? And so when you don't have all that food noise, and I call it food noise, you just kind of turn off that hunger craving, and you can just kind of focus on your life. You can focus on the good foods, and just really helps sustain the weight loss. But the goal with that, though, is as soon as you stop the medication,
You got to make those life changes.
you got to make those life changes, right? Because if you didn't change any of your habits around, as soon as you stop the medications,
It comes right
hunger
back.
will come back. And then what are you going to do with that when that does come back?
So do you guys focus on that? Because like through HIMSS, sure, I got the drug, but everything else, it came with some little pamphlet.
Sure.
But do you guys are you boots on the ground with this?
Right. So, it's called medically supervised for a reason, right? HIMSS is technically medically supervised because you do have a doctor that's prescribing it, but there's really no supervision, right? It's up to you to drop your own medications. You could be overdosing yourself, underdosing yourself. You don't know how to drop correctly on the syringe, depending how you got your medication. So what I do personally is we bring you back every month.
You just nailed it. My initial dose was supposed to be 0.2 and I accidentally did 2 milligrams.
I mean, you can have some problems.
I went into a bad couple days.
Oh, I bet.
And that wouldn't have happened if I was
Right.
in house.
Right. So we pre-draw up, you get your meds, right? This is what you get for the month. We bring you back every month, and we do something called body composition testing, because you can understand when you're in any form of a calorie deficit to support a weight loss program is you can lose lean muscle mass, in which you're going to lose some lean muscle mass no matter what weight loss program you do. But we want to make sure we're still exercising, getting adequate nutrition, good protein. We bring you back a monthly for body composition to monitor your progress. And if there's ever a point where you're losing too much muscle mass, we start having some more talks about, hey, we got to change some things up.
Right.
And it really comes into play when you're an older individual where you don't have much muscle mass anyway. You start playing with that too much. And if you ever gain the weight back, guess what? You're going to gain that back as fat. And so my job is to not do that, not let that happen, get you set up for success. When the medications do come off, you know everything to do to get you set up for success.
So somebody watching this right now, who's the ideal kind of a client that should be reaching out to you that could need some help?
So we don't just do weight loss. We do hormone therapy, anti-aging, preventive screening. We do diabetic testing, thyroid testing, endocrine testing to see, first of all, you might have a weight problem because you have an endocrine problem, right? And so you might have an undiagnosed thyroid problem because you can't get into your doctor, and we can, help facilitate some of those testing we can do. And so, if you've been struggling with, weight loss, satiety, maybe some endocrine systems like hair falling out, weight gain, edema, mood swings, cold sweats, night intolerance, stuff like that, is, you'll be the perfect candidate to at least get, stuff evaluated to see if there's anything we can optimize and help with.
What made you want to be part of, I know you're not MØDE, you're your own entity, but you're here on the MØDE campus. What was the enticing idea for you? Like, you know what, I want to take this leap over here.
Right. And so, I switched over to this side because in the ER setting, you get a lot of, sorry, I keep touching that mic. You get a lot of people that they're at the end of kind of therapy. You can't do anything more for them, right? Like they've had so much bad things happen to them that they're pretty much past the point of
no return,
no help, right? Yeah, no help, no return. And so I wanted, I want to do something different with my medical degree. I feel like I can help people earlier and get them on a better path to health.
Preventative
stuff. And so when I first looked at opening this up, my kid goes to school here at Launch. And I know Luke had this huge building here, and I wanted to know what he was doing with all that. And I was like, hey, I'm looking for an office. This is what I want to do. And so we got to talking. I was like, wow, I love the concept. I didn't know this was what he was thinking. And so, I've been here. I was the first one here.
Really?
Yeah. None of this was done yet.
Well, I was the first one to get a shirt with a logo.
Awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. And so I went through all the construction because I had my office over there for almost a year now. And so
where are you guys exactly on the campus?
So, we're right next to BPI.
Okay.
So it's like you come in the front entrance to BPI. We go off to the left, BPI to the right.
Okay.
The MØDE primary care is a little bit more to the right of that.
Gotcha.
So we're right here on campus, right in the front entrance. So there when you enter MØDE.
So you have nothing to do with Dr. Rebecca?
Yeah, we coordinate. So we talk
Okay.
about some care and stuff like that too. Obviously, I'm an ER doctor, so we always talk about if there's some acute urgent care needs I can help with. So for somebody reaching out to you guys, because they don't have to be a MØDE member to take advantage, right?
Right? How does that look like? Is it an insurance plan? Is it self-pay options?
Right. So it's cash based only. So it's cash prices only, self-pay. I work with pricing. We do, I guarantee you won't find a cheaper or less expensive options in town. I'm about guarantee you.
Seems like kind of everything in MØDE, because we were able to umbrella everything here. Like even the primary care they have here, you can't really beat that anywhere else. So it's not, and for people that are watching, they're going, yeah, but what is the service like? And how many patients? Am I going to be sitting there in a waiting room for 3 hours?
So how my services work is you have unlimited office visits. You can, if there's an appointment time available, it's yours anytime you want. Usually the first initial visit is about an hour long. So we have to unravel a lot to kind of get you to this point. Then we discuss lab testing, right? So lab testing is fairly inexpensive. You can get a full panel of labs for $100 to $150. Right?
I just did it for testosterone therapy.
Right, exactly. And
Yep.
so we do all that as well. And so, the initial screening exam was an hour initial evaluation, comes with, lab screening. You're looking about $150 for that entire visit. And then depending on what route you want to do with therapy, there'll be some added cost.
So this isn't just something that's for an overly wealthy individual or family. The average Joe could come in here and
Correct.
not have to find out something the hard way.
Correct. I mean, from your own personal, you can buy some good anywhere, and it's pretty expensive. You can
Yeah,
buy.
I was paying $400 a month.
Right. And so my initial price is $99 for the first month, and it goes back to $225 after that. And so it's
That's incredible.
right. So I try to keep it cost down. I don't want it to just be for the super wealthy. I want people that actually really need it to be able to afford it and have some success.
Cody, how long? So if somebody wants to book an appointment with you, how far out are appointments?
Yeah. So I base my scheduling off of my hospital schedule. And so I'm trying to cut down there. So I'm usually available weekly. So if you want an appointment, hey, I want to get in within a week, I have appointments.
Okay. So you're not booked out like January. They have to get a wait.
Nope.
And how can people find you here? Do you have a website? Is there any social media? Can they find you through the MØDE website?
Yes, I'm supposed to be linked to that. I don't know if it's quite up and running yet. But
Okay.
I know Josh is working on that.
Josh,
Yeah. So
get on it.
But no, so he's busy with MØDE, so I understand.
Yeah,
he's
Josh is he's
awesome.
wearing a bunch of hats right
Yes,
now.
he is. And so, yeah, I do have my own website. It's primebodysolutions.com. It's pretty self-explanatory. You just, you have some information on that you're looking for. You can book an appointment, and it takes you to my scheduling page, and any available appointment time, you pick it, it's yours.
Is there anything that you want people knowing, watching now, watching later, to know? Anything that I forgot to ask
Yeah, we
you?
covered a lot there. We do a lot of other stuff other than weight loss stuff. You do hormone therapy. A lot of people don't realize, they could have a hormone imbalance that's leading to a lot of issues, right?
Hormone therapy, is that testosterone?
It's testosterone from sometimes men. It's, female menopause symptoms.
Okay.
Females have a ton of perimenopause symptoms where they're having just, cold intolerance, night sweats, can't sleep, insomnia. And so they're going through a big hormonal crash. And the difference between females and men is men go through andropause, which is, a steady decline in their testosterone.
Is that man boobs?
No, not man boobs. It's just
what's that called when that happens?
Gynecomastia.
Okay.
So usually a gynecomastia when either you are misusing testosterone,
right?
You're not monitoring your estrogen levels, and then you can get gynecomastia, which is breast tissue growth due to the unopposed estrogen that you're getting from the testosterone.
So again, there makes reasons to stay away from the black market.
Correct.
Even if you're getting it, you don't know what you're getting. It might be some like China concoction.
Correct.
But if you're not getting proper things with it, like anti-estrogen medication at the same,
monitoring it.
Because like the doctor that I saw, he put me on anti-estrogen medication. He also put me on HCG to help keep the testosterone flowing. Are these things that make sense?
Yes, that does make sense. But I don't just randomly throw estrogen blockers on people because some people don't need it.
Don't need them.
And then it all depends on your dosing.
Right.
So what happens when you take such a large dose of testosterone, maybe you're doing it once a week, is your body's not used to doing that. Right. Your body doesn't handle just a big surge of testosterone. Then it's got to figure out what to do with it.
Is that so? I've been told, and it's great to hear this from a layman, and then being able you to correct me in medical terms. When you introduce testosterone in your body, your natural testosterone temporarily shuts down.
Correct.
And then when you stop the testosterone, there's a period of time before it can start kicking back again. And you can go through start crying a lot.
Well, a lot of times, so like back in the day, people thought men don't need estrogen, right? Estrogen is very protective for men too, right? It's really good for cognitive ability, brain fog, cardiovascular risk. So if you're having so much testosterone and you're on a big estrogen blocker, you're blocking all the conversion of the estrogen that you do need as a man. It can cause a lot of issues.
Okay.
Right? And so you really have to monitor that. Now, on the opposite of that is if you have unopposed estrogen because you're having too much testosterone in your body, it'll siphon off your testosterone and estrogen. And then you could start having the crying episodes, the mood swings, just because your estrogen is too high.
Turn into a therapist, huh?
Right, exactly. So it's a big issue, and that's why you have to have monitored labs to monitor those estrogen levels. I don't routinely just put people on estrogen blockers unless they really need it. So that's why.
So these are affordable services at a reputable location. It's not some chop shop. We're getting the benefits of being under the MØDE experience. Is that kind of how this works?
Correct.
Okay.
So
Cody, I love that you tell everybody Cody. It's not, Dr. Cody, but you seem very personal, easy to talk to. So I think people coming in for the first time, that might be a lot of men that don't want to admit as we get older, like, I don't need testosterone.
Men are prideful, right?
Right. We're prideful, but it's okay. We can come in and talk to you, and you can, keep it on the DL.
Right. And I'm there if anybody just wants to talk and go over stuff, like with, obviously free instant consultation, and any advice I can give, I'd be happy to give it.
Beautiful. Guys, all of his contact information again we posted it in the live chat. Feel free to come over and talk to Doc, have a cup of coffee, and get the MØDE experience. Right now, we're running everything. It's free until the 17th. You can come in, try all of our services, free co-working, free amenities. After the 17th, we're going to $99 a month for the first 2 months. And within that time period, you'll kind of know what your MØDE is, and then I'll come harass you to see where you want to go next. But Cody, thank you very much for taking a few minutes. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Awesome. All right, Doc, be safe.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, see, first time.
Yes.
Killed it.
Do it more.
We're going to start your podcast.
Hey, thanks, man. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. I just hate that. Let me see if I can grab it real quick. If not, it might just end it. Put it on this camera real quick. I'll be right back with another guest. This is Zoe.
Hi, Zoe.
She's our Jamie of podcasts.
Uh-huh.
You sit right here.
Gonna research all the stuff I ask you to?
She can. We got her up on the screen. Is that comfortable right there?
That's great.
Okay. All right, guys. Sorry for that little break there. We're over here with Justin from BPI. What does BPI stand for, Justin?
Bioperformance Institute.
Bioperformance Institute. You are part of the MØDE campus, or
Yeah.
on the MØDE campus, and you have a partner, correct?
Connor Williams here.
Connor
at this
Williams.
location. Yeah.
We're actually going to be doing a podcast soon with you on a regular basis, which is really cool. But today we're kind of focusing on, we got Business Thursday. We're doing the launch party, trying to get everybody finding out MØDE is more than just the place to come work and exercise. It also has medical facilities, kid daycare. We've got a school upstairs, and you specifically run BPI with your partner. So tell us a little bit about not only what you guys do, but why you decided to do it here on the MØDE campus.
Kind of go into the big picture first and then come into this campus. About 4 years ago, we changed our focus from being solely physical therapy business to more of a holistic healthcare business. And so we expanded from physical therapy to more health optimization services, and have dived into things like heat and cold sauna, cold plunge, cold rooms.
So that's going to be in BPI, right?
That is part of that is part of what we'll provide here. And we're providing it in other locations now.
Okay.
Yeah. So a combination of physical therapy is still the bulk of our business, but the big push right now is health optimization. Just, in society, we're finally waking up a little bit and wanting to take our healthcare back in our own hands. And so that's the motivation. And coming across Luke and talking about our visions, man, it was crazy, the parallels in what we've been trying to do. And so the decision was easy to try to jump on board and push the ball together rather than individually.
So you guys focus on a lot of physical therapy.
Mm-hmm.
Is it for sports related or anybody in general?
It's really all over the board, depending on what the need is. It does oftentimes come from an injury related to sports, but it could be just a chronic condition, a disease process somebody needs help with, getting out of pain. So it really comes from many different avenues. A physician will oftentimes refer people to our clinic, or people seek us out themselves.
What made you get into this? What was your background to leading you to what you do?
In the business
Yep.
to start with. Part of it was just personal experience of injuries through athletics. And then, a few years into college, when I was done playing sports and I needed to figure out something to do, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, like most young people, and started to investigate the profession more and just realized it was really fit with my interests. And so just started down that route, and things just kind of fell in place.
And being here at the MØDE campus, have you what type of energy do you feel? Because it's like you feel like you're part of this larger community, this larger group of people that has more purpose than just going to work.
Yeah, for sure. I think we're finally realizing that purpose is something that is crucial to fulfillment in life. And when you come across a group of people who are speaking the same language, so to speak, and that resonates with you, that there is energy released from just that understanding. And I think we may be articulating it in different ways, but we're talking about the same thing ultimately, and people can sense that. And that's really where it comes from.
So for the clients that you guys see for the actual physical therapy, is it insurance based? Is it self-pay?
Could be either. Physical therapy is heavily insurance based, but it's being disrupted a little bit as well, where there's more cash pay. The other services, the biohacking and recovery services, those are cash based.
And the biohacking, what is that machine called again you guys have in there?
The hyperbaric oxygen.
Yes.
chamber?
Yeah. I guess you guys have other things as well. That's the only one I've seen so far.
Yep. Here at this location right now, we have hyperbaric oxygen chamber and the pulsed electromagnetic field mats and brainwave entrainment.
So kind of talk a little bit about what those would be used for if somebody were coming here.
So the chamber specifically is to improve oxygen delivery to your tissue. So when we're walking around during the day, our red blood cells are about 95% filled with oxygen molecules. And every cell in your body requires oxygen to survive and to heal. The problem is with age or disease, we have a problem getting oxygen delivered to tissues. There's a leader in the industry, Gary Brecka. He has a kind of a famous quote that is that the presence of oxygen is the absence of disease. And we've found out that majority of diseases start through not having enough oxygen delivered to your body. So what the chamber does is you are in an atmosphere of increased pressure. So there you feel like maybe you're going up in an airplane or something where your ears pop, but it's because of increased pressure. You're lying inside of a enclosed chamber while you're breathing concentrated oxygen. And so that pressure pushes the oxygen molecule into the liquid part of your blood. And the result is your blood is carrying 1,200% more oxygen than normal. So
1,200% more.
1,200%.
Okay.
So every tissue in your body is just, has a massive dose of oxygen, which reduces inflammation, improves healing of all kinds. There's evidence that it can extend telomere length, which is an indication of how long you're going to live, and a whole variety of things.
Would you say the experience is more of an enjoyable experience, or would you compare it to like I had to do an MRI and I felt like I was in some kind of a torture chamber?
No, it's not like an MRI, but it's not like necessarily a super feel good thing while you're doing it. But you're just relaxed, so that's nice to have the distraction.
Is there music playing at all?
You can if you want to. You can take a phone in there, a computer if you want. We encourage people just to use the time to
Relax,
be quiet for a little bit and breathe and let that oxygen do its thing.
How long is a session?
Generally around an hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
And somebody coming here that wants to try that out, what's a typical cost for that?
I think our introductory session is like $69, and then
$69. Okay.
And then normal sessions, I believe, are $165. But hyperbaric oxygen therapy is best if it's really going to be impactful if people do multiple sessions. So there's reduced rates with
multiple sessions at one time.
No, over a period of time, but someone might do 10 visits. For instance, we get quite a few people who are leading up to having surgery and they want to improve their healing time after surgery. So this
can impact your recovery time
in
a positive.
Does. So wounds heal 50 to 70% faster with doing hyperbaric. So it's kind of ridiculous how fast things heal if you have that oxygen delivered.
What would you recommend frequency of use? So if somebody purchased 10 sessions.
Yeah, it depends what the goal is. If it's for just general health and longevity, even one a week is really impactful. If it's for a surgery, I think you do like 2 or 3 prior to surgery and then maybe 7 after surgery, and that'll dramatically impact your healing time.
Could this be compared at all, even though it's really different, to like IV therapy?
No, it's different. IV therapy we offer at one of our locations, and that's really just trying to deliver nutrients, vitamins and nutrients through IV instead of orally.
And this goes into your blood. This is actually producing the oxygen levels in your blood.
Oxygen molecule goes right into your blood and then goes right to the target. It goes to all tissues.
Is there any noticeable difference when you immediately do it?
Sometimes people sleep improvements. The first thing we usually hear people talk about is their depth of sleep increases right away. But it is cumulative, so the real effects happen after you do several sessions.
So if somebody wanted to reach out to you guys, what would be the best mode of contact?
Yeah. bpistrong.com.
bpistrong.com
would be the easy way to connect to us and then learn more about HBOT and the PMF and other services we provide.
You guys are on the MØDE website as well, correct?
We actually was working on building that out today.
Okay.
We're not yet linked on there, but we will be.
So very shortly you'll be on the findyourmode.com and they'll be able to find you guys right through there. Anything that I didn't ask you that you feel somebody out there that's not sure if they need something from you guys?
Yeah,
'Cause
I
you're
mean,
more than just physical therapy.
Oh yeah, we just want to be a resource for people, really. So we love questions. We love helping people know what they need to do next. There's so many options, and it's pretty confusing. The amount of information inundating people is difficult. So if we can be a resource just to help direct them in the right spot, we love doing that. And I just encourage anyone who hasn't been here to come and just check out the facility and get a
So
feel for what's going on.
One-stop shop is an understatement. The sauna and the cold plunge, that's going to be over in the BPI facility,
That will likely be across the hall, but in the same medical complex.
where those 3 doors are.
Bays are, yeah.
Okay.
Sauna, red light, cold.
Is it going to be a part of you guys, or it's going to be its own thing?
Yet to be determined, but either way, we'll be coordinating care together with MØDE.
No idea on the pricing on that yet?
No,
Okay.
not yet.
But I'm excited for that. That sounds fun.
Good.
I'm going to come try your air chamber,
Good.
and maybe you guys can give me a test run on that thing.
Anytime.
Sounds good. Thank you so much, Justin, for stopping in. Guys, if you have any questions, you can reach out to them. All their contact information will be linked below. It's also in the live chat. And we look forward to doing something with you and your partner real soon.
Right on. Thank you.
Thank you, brother.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, thank you.
Rolling. Is that comfortable?
Yeah.
Hi, Kelly. Are microphones on? Okay.
We're live. We're hot.
We're live. We're hot.
I like it.
You're always ready to go. I always tell Kelly she's in sport mode. She's always just ready to rock and roll.
I love it.
So Kelly and John's not with us today.
Yes.
John's your other half of your business partner, life partner, husband, a little
All
bit of
the
everything.
partner. Yep.
So I met you a couple weeks ago when you guys strolled on into MØDE looking
Yep.
fashionable as ever.
Oh, gee.
So Kelly's also been doing a lot of stuff here at MØDE. So Kelly, tell us a little today, really what we're doing today is We're talking about why people should come check out MØDE, some of the awesomeness that's here at MØDE, and what makes us different than just a regular co-working facility.
Great question.
Take it away, Kelly.
The first word that comes to mind that's different from any co-working is energy. It is so energizing to be in here. It is so synergistic. Like you just want to spend, I never want to go home. And the first day that I came and I took a tour before everything was actually all built out, I sat in the parking lot and I looked up housing in Liberty Lake because I was like, I need to be as close to this building as I can. And I remember asking Luke, I was like, so when can I move in? Like not to an office. Like when can I live in this building?
Yeah.
I never want to leave.
I feel like that's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm here for it.
Serve me the Kool-Aid. That's people say that a lot jokingly because we're not used to seeing things that are good things that are done without some like secret agenda.
Right.
But so far, it seems like the secret agenda is we really want to build like a community as method, people up and people doing things for the right reasons. You want to take your kids to daycare, we got you. You want to go get your workout in, we got you. You want to go to work, we got you. So what do you and John do specifically? And also let us know how people can contact you guys.
Sure. Okay, so we run an insurance business. So the type of insurance we do that helps people when they go through really terrible things. So the 4 major bankrupters, which are cancer, heart attack and stroke, accident, and ICU. So with our health insurance that we're a lot of times sold as the solution to that problem, they make sure your health insurance makes sure that the hospital is paid when you go through something like that. We make sure that you're paid and that you can keep your own home bills afloat and your personal stuff.
Are you guys like the middleman that knows when an insurance company tries to kind of dick you around a little bit, you'll make sure people are getting their max benefits?
Not so much on like the advocate end, but more on, so it's called supplemental insurance is the category of insurance that we specialize in. And so John, my husband, does all of the sales, hiring agents, training them, recruiting, all of that. And I help with the marketing and a little bit of recruiting. I just like to gather cool humans wherever I go.
And how did you, so what's the name of the company?
Divinity Group.
Divinity Group. And how
Our
can
last name is Divine.
how can they, your last name is Divine?
Yes.
You're Kelly Divine.
I'm Kelly Divine.
Look, if America's Most Wanted is looking for these two, because that name, I always hear that. I thought you're just being Kelly, like, because Kelly, when I say being Kelly, you guys would have to get to meet her and her husband to understand. You always wonder, like, where's the off switch on these people? There is no off switch. Like, they are
a little
just,
bit.
I mean, okay,
A
but
little.
I tell people when you come to work, your fucking baggage stays outside, right? Because you can't bring that. And you guys are always, you're on from the moment you walk in to the moment you close the door. So I've only seen Kelly Divine.
Thank you.
And that's your real last name.
It's real. Well, it's new for me. We just got married in April in Jamaica. And so I'm still kind of trying the last name on a little.
It works. It fits you well. It matches
you.
matches the whole outlook. Yeah, Kelly's in sport mode. Kelly Divine is in sport mode.
I appreciate that.
How can people find you guys?
So I make sure that we are easy to find. But Divinity Group is DIVINITY Group. LLC is on Facebook and Instagram. You can find us there. We like to hang out. Or Positive Kelly is my personal Instagram.
Of course it is. I love it. Yeah, you're like a ball of energy that when I come in the morning, you're sitting on the couch, you're working. It just brings joy.
Thank you so much.
So we love having you here.
Thank you.
So
I love being here. I love visiting with you every day.
Yeah. We definitely get our chats in. What made you want to, how'd you find out about MØDE and what made you guys want, because you guys have been going like pedal to the metal. You've been helping out with social media. You've been over here doing behind the scenes just today. Every day I'm on Instagram going, oh, look, another MØDE video that looks better than a lot of the other MØDE videos. How did you get so embedded? Like what's the secret here?
What is our language level? Can I say
whatever you want?
We do not like to half-ass.
Okay.
So we like pedal to the metal is the only way. So I took a tour here. It was at the beginning of summer with the ladies business community. And so that's kind of how I got introduced to the space. And then we hosted a mastermind event recently at a different co-working space, and my husband posted about it. That grabbed Luke's attention. He said, hey, come on out here. Let's meet up. And so And that's when he pitched this idea for an event tomorrow. That is a private exclusive event. Message me for more details. But we just like, just energy, really. It just feels right. And I was like, I want to be integrated into this this community. I want to be here every day. I want my kids to be here. I want to be around this quality level of humans. And so we made it happen.
And we've seen your kids here, adorable.
Yeah.
They got to zipping around on their scooters and
Yeah.
you know, sort of eating snacks.
Yeah, we
Um,
homeschool them. And so I was like, I'm working, you're working, do your thing.
And that's kind of what this is designed for. And that seems to be the common theme. Everybody we've had sit in that seat today talks about the family orientation
Mhm.
that's here,
Yes.
but you can also, it's also business, it's play,
Mhm.
it's family. You've got the schools, you got the jujitsu, you got dance.
Mhm.
Where do you see this going? Like we've all talked about, we've all had this dream of this
Mhm.
place existing. You and I have talked about how when we first came here, we went home and it was like just
Mhm.
downpour of emotions. How do you express that to somebody without them coming here? Because you've heard about the place, but seeing it is different, right?
Yep.
So how
I would say feeling it is different. Are you gonna cry right now?
I always
Are you
cry.
crying?
Yeah.
I love your rawness.
Kelly makes me cry. I don't know how I cry every time I talk to Kelly.
It's because it's emotions are allowed
Yeah.
here. Genuinely,
Yeah, thanks
it
for
is
calling
about.
me out, by the way.
Sorry, wasn't sure if that was gonna come through on camera or not. So on genuinely being here, you have to come visit and you have to feel it for yourself. It is a community that I've been craving for a long time, I would say. And like you're saying, we all dream of something like this. So my husband has a dream of building a healthy, wealthy people academy. When you interview him, he can go into more depth on that. And so when we first met with Luke and John was like, I was trying to tell John about it, and some other people had said, "Oh yeah, my kids are going to Liberty Launch Academy," blah, blah, and he just didn't quite get it yet until he got invited out. And then he was like, "Dude, you are doing exactly what I want to do to Luke 20 years ahead of me." And he was saying that he had never felt so seen once we left here. He was like, I usually feel like I'm a crazy person. I have all these ideas and vision and all of this. And people look at me like, just slow down, like don't burn out and like be careful of like spending so much energy around all day. And he's like, this is the energy we need to be in. These are the people we need to be around to help up level and ourselves and each other. And
It really is an elevating place,
Mhm.
100%.
Yep.
It's like I've been to family reunion stuff in the past, and sometimes you got those really good family reunions. Every day you come here, it has that. It's like, man,
Oh, that's such a great analogy. I love that.
I think it's our tone of voice. I can't have Kelly on anymore. I just turn into a big fucking baby.
I'm grounded.
You're grounded, Kelly. So somebody that hasn't been here before, somebody that's watching right now, they're like, well, I don't own a business. This has something for everybody, right? What would you tell somebody right now why they should come here?
Well, family events, it is very family friendly. Like the other night we had when you were out on the patio, we had live music, there was s'mores, there was beanbag toss, like just come hang out.
Yeah, every 2 weeks we have the ice cream out. We do the free ice cream. We have live music.
Totally.
It's got that vibe, man. It's
Mhm.
like when you say find your mode, it's such a we get used to saying it because we're here.
Mhm.
But when you really like break that down, it's like, man, we've all kind of searched, like trying to figure out what our mode in life is.
Mhm.
And the problem is it's like, okay, I found the coolest jujitsu studio, but it's 3 miles that way.
Yep.
I found an awesome yoga studio, but it's on the other side of town. Here, it's like
All
you
here.
said, can I just sleep here?
Yeah.
You know?
And when we talked to Luke about when he gave us a full tour, we said, "What is mode? What is it?" And he said it's all about, living and gathering and doing everything that you're doing with purpose. It's not just accidental. It's not just like, oh yeah, ended up doing this today. It's intentionality. Everything you do, doing it with purpose. And that really hit me. I was like, that aligns.
And bad
Mhm.
energy doesn't seem like it really have a place for here. If you come here with a
Split.
fake or you're man wearing a mask, you might get away with it for a day, a week, a month, but eventually
weed, you weed yourself out.
You're going to be outed.
Yep.
You're going to be booted off the island,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
So Kelly, again, people can find you and your husband John over at, one more time,
Divinity Group LLC and Positive Kelly for me.
Positive Kelly. Well, Kelly, I can't believe your last name is Stefan. It's so funny.
I'm sorry I didn't tell you that before.
Yeah, I mean, you probably did. I probably just thought you were being, Kelly.
no, no,
Is sport mode.
it's real.
All right, guys. Well, I think we're going to wrap up this live stream for right now. And then we are going to do some more interviews that we'll probably post in a day or two because I have to go eat some food, as Kelly just so elegantly reminded me. And we're going to go feed our awesome engineer in the back over here. So she's back there just pressing buttons for us. Kelly, thank you so much. And we'll look forward to having John soon. All right, guys. I'm Dan Wise over at the MØDE Facility. Come check it out. We're going to be live today. We're also here. It's not open to the public tomorrow. Tomorrow's invite only, or is that just at nighttime?
Just only 6 to 8 p.m.
Okay, 6 to
That's
8.
it.
So in the daytime, come on by.
Yes.
Check out MØDE. We're
Absolutely.
in Liberty Lake. If you can't find us, findyourmode.com. Drop a comment, and I will personally give you a call and tell you to get here, and I'll even buy you a cup of coffee. Kelly,
2110 North Moulter, Liberty Lake.
of course you knew that. Why am I not surprised? Kelly, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, you can go ahead and hit end stream.